Welcome to Triple Trouble. My name is Sjef.
My name is Jaap.
And we are going to introduce to you a new series called TroubleShooting, where we'll be looking at your videos of shooting and giving you tips about your technique. So we're looking forward to this, and I think most of you guys are as well, because we've had a lot of questions about this, so this should be good.
By the way, we're not certified trainers,
No.
so don't expect expert help from us.
No.
But still, we're gonna try.
I consider myself an expert shooter, but not an expert coach. So
Exactly.
I can speak from my experience, but not from any coaching levels. Jaap is a coach at his local club, but not certified. So it's all experience that we're going to share with you. One of the reasons that we brought Jaap into this occasion is that Jaap is a traditional shooter.
That's right. Yeah.
So for me, it's difficult to judge sometimes if traditional archery needs something else, or if the technique is the same, and Jaap has a better eye for that. So it's nice to have him here.
I hope I can be of help for that. Yeah.
Also, it's nice that Jaap is a bit of an intermediate archer, and he will look at techniques differently than I do. So he'll ask some critical questions to me if I'm being too obvious about something when it's not obvious at all to some people. So yeah, let's get started with these two. We have two examples of videos where we'll look at the technique and see if we can have have some critique on it. So yeah, the first one is from a traditional shooter. As you can see, we have a view from the front and a view in line of the target. If you want to compete in this, or if you want to not compete but participate in this, make sure that you have that as well. So one from the front and one from the back in the line of the target.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the one from the back.
Well, let's see what he does here.
So there's a slow-mo bit in the end. So the first thing that you obviously see is that in the last moment he sort of pulls an extra inch. So he's here, he's anchoring, and then right before he releases, he pulls an extra inch and then releases.
Yeah. To get to his anchor point.
Yeah.
Because in his mind he's like, I'm gonna get to this anchor point, and then he just does it too quickly, actually. So.
Yeah, too quickly, and also this is not really a way to do it consistently. I think if you want to have a consistent technique, you want to have at least a point where you stand still or where you're controlled in the movement, and not jerk it the last inch and then release it. So that's a pointer that we want to give out. And then let's look at the front view.
Otherwise he's looking pretty good, actually.
Yeah. His spine looks a bit crooked.
Yeah, his stance is a little bit forward.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the shirt that's hanging in a weird way, but it looks like his shoulders are not quite above his hips.
Yeah.
He's a bit
out of line.
Yeah.
They're hanging backwards.
Yeah.
Looks like it, but
is this something that you see often in traditional archery, and
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Something that'll help you in traditional archery, or not at all?
I'm not convinced that it will help you with archery. I see a lot of people with wooden bows. They don't want to shoot like a recurve or compound archery, so they kind of make it what they describe as instinctive.
Yeah.
And I've been shooting myself for years like that.
Yeah.
But I found it doesn't really help. The leaning forward brings a lot of tension in your lower back, and I don't think it's that consistent. It can be if you're if you've been doing it for years and years, as you can see in great examples like Howard Hill. He's leaning forward a bit, and of course it can be done, but I don't think it really helps you.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that you have to cant your bow if you want to have the arrow?
No, because that's another myth. You can actually cant your bow all the way downwards the other way and still shoot. You can't do that. You can't pull that off if you want.
Okay.
So it's not really a matter of.
Okay, for the traditional archers. From Jaap's experience and from me as well, I've been trying a little to shoot with a wooden bow as well. it's not that much different from a recurve. So if you see the people that shoot in the Olympics or at the World Cups, they might be really good examples of what you can do as well with your wooden bow. And
I agree. Completely agree.
Yeah, so it's something to think about. So you don't always have to stand all instinctive as people say.
Leaning forward and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So the tip for this particular archer, I would say, is to be more controlled in the end. So don't jerk it and then release it.
I'd say I'd add to that. It's even better if you don't have an anchor point like how do you call it, a static anchor point.
Yeah.
If you don't stop for a while, then at least try to continue with the same speed as you have been before.
Yeah.
That's very important to get it somewhat consistent.
So don't stop and then pull and shoot, but then just keep pulling and then shoot.
In the same speed, go, and that's better.
Okay, sounds clear to me.
Yeah, otherwise pretty good.
Yeah, and then the vertical line. I think the shoulders are a bit backwards, so there is like a bend in the spine. So if you would just move your shoulders forward a bit and above your hips, that would also help your shot. So now we have a recurve archer. He's actually my little brother, so this is an interesting example. So let's start with the back view. So I'm going to pause it right here. You can see that there's an arch in the back. So the chest is raised up a bit, which means that the back is a bit arched. Yeah. You can prevent this by turning your hips, so like turning your hips upwards, sort of. It sort of means that you turn your hips and you sort of push your crotch forward, and then you put some tension in your abs, and that will make you drop your chest a bit and make your back more straight. And this will allow you to have more space in your back to extend through the clicker. Because if you're like this, you can try it at home. If you're in the anchor, sort of virtually, and you raise your chest, you feel that there's going to be tension in your back. So I don't know if you've ever tried this, but if you sit like this and raise your chest, you can feel it in your upper back. So you want to have your chest not like this, but just straight and not too high.
Yeah, exactly. I'd add to that the thing with the hips is actually, well, a lot of people have problems with that, problems with their back because their hip is too much the wrong way. I would say. That's a common problem.
It's not easy, but it does help a lot of archers. Yeah. And then the shot itself looks fine to me.
Yeah, very clean.
You can see it frame for frame. Yeah, it looks like when the clicker goes, the elbow goes backwards and it doesn't have any forward movement. So when the clicker goes, all the energy goes to the back, and that's important in recurve archery, but I think in most forms of archery.
Yeah, even from this view you can see that the string just slips from his fingers and is gone. And
so that's good. And then I have another video, but it's
kind of a sideway.
Yeah, it's sort of the right angle.
Yeah.
Oh, that went fast.
It looks like you actually.
Yeah, he does a little. So here's the setup. Yeah, sort of looks fine to me.
Yeah.
You can see that there's a lot of movement in the release, so his whole body moves. But you can see that the initial part of the release is good. So you can see his fingers open, and then after that there's some tension, but that's
not too bad.
I think it's a family thing. I mean, I have the
same.
So the initial part, you can see that the string just opens the fingers and then the fingers go back, and then after that he stretches his fingers.
Yeah.
But for the rest it looks pretty good. If he puts some more tension in his abs in shooting, so he lowers his chest, that also means that there's less movement after the shot. So I think that will help the movement after the shot as well.
Yeah, by the way, one thing I find interesting for the more beginners of you, I think there's a lot of confusion in where your drawing hand should end. It's not. I see a lot of people in slow motion do something like this, and then they think in their mind that their hand should end at their shoulder, but it's not really the thing, because you end up with some weird technique that goes like this, and then consciously your hand is going to your shoulder. That's no use.
It can be a little bit of a sort of like a visualization. Sure. So I help if you release and then you have a bad release, you still try to make it go to the same spot, every time. Yeah. So in that way you can sort of
minimize the
yeah, you can make it feel normal to end at a certain space and or a certain spot and then go there every time. So even though you have a bad release, you can still go there, so you have the same ending sort of. So you want to have every shot as similar as possible, and I think that's one of the reasons that people do it, and also for the style point, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So,
but it should actually just be the after you release your fingers, it's just what happens after that, because you keep your tension in your back, right?
Yeah.
And that it's just what happens. It's not what you must do. It's not if you shoot a very lightweight bow, and you still do this. That's
it doesn't help.
Yeah, that's kind of fake.
So the reason your hand goes here is because you have tension in your back normally when you shoot a recurve or a compound or a wooden bow.
Yeah.
So normally you should have tension in your back. I think it's your physios are gonna correct me on this, but I think it's your rhomboid that you're using, and mostly your rhomboid, I think. And if you use that muscle, your hand will go there. In my case, my elbow goes down because I have a blockage in my shoulder, but my hand still goes there because the energy that you put into the hand, or the energy from pulling back the bow, when it goes away, your hand will go backwards. And then if it goes backwards here, your elbow sort of prevents that, so you go there instead. It's all very logical, and I think most people see it on videos or see it on their like their local heroes or whatever, and then they think, okay, their hand goes there, so my hand should go there as well, and they release outwards and then still go there because they've seen good people do it or good archers do it. So
okay.
So there's a bit of explanation on why your hand ends up over your shoulder, or some people, if they have a clean release, they'll just stop here because if there's not more energy in your release,
that's enough.
Why go further?
Yeah, it's no use. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So we hope to have given you some good tips already in the sort of the teaser episode of the troubleshooting. And if you want to send us some videos, you can send a WeTransfer link with your videos to TroubleShooting1440@gmail.com. It's in the description below, and we'll try to put them in our Dropbox and see if we can pick a couple. We will probably not be able to do all of them, but we'll pick a couple with the same theme, and then we'll do a theme every episode. Every episode.
We'll try to do it every once a month or so, maybe twice a month.
These videos will be a lot of work, but I think it'll be worth it for you guys, and we'll see if we can do a lot of these for you guys to learn, and so that we can learn as well, because there's probably videos out there that we can learn from. So yes,
I think so. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Yes.
Cheers.